Welcome to a new video on my channel. Hope you're doing fine. Today I want to give you an update about IONQ's latest earnings, which are the second quarter 2023 earnings. The company has different highlights, which they mentioned over here. The first is the enhancement of the computational power of the cloud offering by more than 130,000x, which is insane. We also reported that the power of Aria has been increased by 8x, and vaulting has been increased from 20 to 23 algorithmic qubits. And they expected to launch Aria right now today on Microsoft Azure, which then will definitely lead to more adoption and also a lot more companies which can access Aria now. They also had new customers, Airbus and Dow. So these are the four parts which they mentioned. And now I want to skim over the news release. Yes, and as I mentioned before, the increasement of the computational power is really relevant, and which, according to the CEO, cements its lead as the most powerful known quantum computer in the world. So this is definitely something really important if you're here on the cutting edge of new technology, that you are the leader in the field, and apparently this is the case. If you have a look over at the revenues, and they recognized 2.6 million of revenue for the second quarter. The cash and cash equivalents as well as investments are down from 586 million to now 571 million, which is still a really nice sum and definitely enough right now for the company. Net loss was 1.7 billion and adjusted EBITDA was 11.6 million. However, keep in mind it's adjusted EBITDA and therefore not really that valuable, especially in this case right now, since there's almost no revenue right now. However, they project to have huge revenue growth in the future, and definitely something to keep an eye on if they can really scale up. Now let's have a look at the new contracts. And as I mentioned before, paid contract with Airbus, and they are using Aria to explore optimization problems at the core to their aerospace business, like efficiently load cargo and aircraft. So will be interesting to see how this will develop, because I think this will might also be interesting to a lot of other companies, especially in the freight segment. We also announced a paid contract with Dow, and yeah, I think also in this area of the material science, there's a lot which might be done using quantum computers, and therefore I think this is definitely something to keep an eye on how this develops as well. And they also could announce a result of the partnership with GE Research in the financial risk exposure part, which is also something on their without timer, and I think until 2026 the financial area is something which the company is looking into it. And yeah, well, this is always a good sign to see their first results, which apparently has been also good. So yeah, since this is a new technology and also in the early stages, therefore it's always really important to be on the cutting edge of technology, and therefore they also have a formal agreement to collaborate with the University of Maryland on a project for national science, for the National Science Foundation in this case. And yeah, this is also something really good. And also another subcontract which has been finalized with Sparta Computing. And this is all something good and good to see. However, I think most important is to develop their systems and keep on the edge of the technology, and also leader in the field, because otherwise all the rest will follow them afterwards. This is also which they highlighted, I think 3 or 4 times in the in the press release, which is pretty short in total. However, they claim that they have the cutting edge technology and the most powerful quantum computer, and this definitely is something to keep an eye on. Something I also want to mention is the new member of the board of directors, which is Katie Chu, which has been the senior vice president of SAS engineering at Nutanix. So this is definitely a valuable insight because she brings a wealth of experience in developing SaaS applications and also in the go-to-market strategy. So this is something which definitely will help the company, I think, even though I don't really know a lot of Katie Chu, but I think in general, getting someone in with experience is definitely helpful. So what about the future? If you have a look at the outlook for the revenue, they expect between 2.6 to 2.9 million of revenue for the full year. They reiterated their revenue projection of 10.2 million to 10.7 million. If you compare this now to their initial investor presentation, they projected around 15 million of revenue initially, so it's down quite significant, at least percentage-wise. However, I think it's not that important right now. As I mentioned a few times before, it's important to have the best technology and also develop as much as they can, and the revenue will then follow later on. And I also highly doubt that these numbers for I think 2026 are realistic. However, yeah, would be a good surprise. So I would also take these numbers, but I would definitely be cautious about these numbers. However, what I also want to highlight is the expenses, which mainly consists of system builds, R&D project, and the headcount. And in comparison to other companies, this is significantly lower. So they, I think, as I mentioned before, with the cash at hand of 571 million, this will be enough for quite some time. This is a good part in comparison to a lot of other companies which have a lot of capital expenditures. And as you can see over here, they highlight also that this cash at hand is enough or enables the company to invest in R&D as well as manufacturing to continue delivering market-leading systems. So this is what they focus right now. You can see over here as well, they reaffirmed their guidance for the booking in the range of 23 to 27 million for the year 2022. So this is always like at least in line with what they expected, and then we'll be seeing what or if they can reach range and what the numbers will be. And over here they also say there's a lot of uncertainty right now. However, they're in the late stage for 12 million of bookings, so almost half of the bookings will most likely materialize pretty soon. So now let's have a look at the company, which the company has been doing after the release of the earnings. And as you can see over here, the company has been increasing 38% right now, I think. Definitely quite a lot. To be honest, I'm not really sure why, because there's not a lot of revenue growth right now. However, I really understand that it's the most important part for the company to have the best quantum computer with the highest qubits number. So this is apparently what they achieved. So this is a good sign. They also improved their accessibility. So this is also something which is really helpful for the future. So yeah, as I mentioned, not, at least for me, not a lot which I can take from this call, except that they're on track. However, slower than initially projected, but still within the updated guidance for 2022. So I think this is a company which is very, very high risk. However, if they really can deliver what they initially projected, then this might be something really interesting. And I will be following the company, especially because I think this field is really, really interesting and could lead to a lot of disruption. Yeah, but all in all, please keep in mind this is no financial advice. This is just my personal private opinion, and yeah, would be interesting to hear what you think about the company, also about the quantum computing field in general. Until next time, have a good day. Bye bye.